What's the cruelest thing you've ever been subjected to? My uncle always bragged about how he got rich on his own. Every family meal was the same. He'd lecture about how important it was to earn a living while flashing his Rolex. When my parents died in an accident, he became my guardian. I was 16, I was broken. The funeral was on a Tuesday. The next Thursday, I was already cleaning grease traps in his restaurant. Grief doesn't pay the bills, he said as he watched me wrestle with those industrial police cars. Your parents spoiled you. Now you learn what it means to really work. 12-hour shifts every day. No pay. He said I was learning the trade. According to him, it was for food and shelter. His wife, Cindy, was worse. She supervised everything with white gloves, and then she'd go get her nails done with the money I'd earned. I slept in the basement, on a mattress that smelled of mold. There was only one window, but it was painted. Their daughter, Sarah, got a new car for her 16th birthday. Me, her old T-shirts, 2 sizes too small dinner, just the leftovers, cold pasta, dried chicken, sometimes bread with ketchup. My uncle would rub his belly and say, "Nothing tastes better than what you've earned." Honestly, the customers started to notice Mrs. White, one who came off and gave me money on the sly, but I was too scared to say anything. Where could I go? My uncle loved to humiliate me in front of people. When someone asked him if I was his son, he laughed out loud. No, just an assistant. We found him under a bridge. The other employees were sorry, but they kept quiet. The jobs were few, and he would fire even for a wrong look. Cindy would bring her friends from the book club to the restaurant just to point out to me, "He's our little human case," she would say. We took him in when no one else wanted him. I was always sleeping at school. The teachers thought I was dope and my grades were a disaster. The tutor called my uncle to talk about college. He hung up on college. Sarah bragged to her friends about having a personal housekeeper. She threw parties while I worked, and when she finished, I had to clean everything. My uncle's favorite game was to have me count the cash register while he watched me. Then he said that some money was missing. "So this weekend you're working an extra shift," he said, knowing full well that I had never taken anything. The breaking point was at Christmas. The restaurant was full. The tips were so many. I had worked 18 hours straight. I come home. Sylvia was opening presents under a huge tree. My uncle passes me a package. Inside, there was a toothbrush for the hygiene problem you developed, he says, and everyone laughs. I went down to the basement and cried until my ribs hurt. Then I noticed a pile of letters under Sylvia's old desk. They were all open for me, thrown there. My parents weren't broke. They left me everything in a fund. Their lawyer had been trying to contact me. For 2 years, my uncle had blocked everything. I only found out by reading those letters 3 days later. I was in the lawyer's office. My parents had left me $800,000 and a business up and running. That's the best part. That restaurant my uncle loved so much, the building belonged to my parents. He had always paid rent to my fund. I evicted him that same afternoon. He called me screaming. I told him, "Just good job. Uncle, you really taught me how the world of work works now." He washes dishes in a restaurant 2 streets away from there.